Two things real quick that I don't have a ton to say on, but I think are worth noting up top. There's two pretty big events in foreign policy that are going on right now. One, Trump is having his second summit with Kim Jong-un. Okay? Pretty big moment. And look, I don't really know what to say on this or what that I haven't said in the past. But it's really quite something to watch people in the mainstream media, which I've been seeing on CNN and MSNBC for the last week, doing everything they can to shit on President Trump as he goes to meet with this guy. That no other recent president has been able to sit down and meet with him or his father. It's been quite a while since there's been direct meetings. And everybody's just trying, they're so obsessed with scoring political points against Donald Trump. Like, it's like, well, he said it was a victory last time and we still haven't gotten them to denuclearize, and he's probably not, well, look at Donald Trump now. He's trying to, like temper expectations because he knows he's not going to get anything. And they're bashing this guy and like undermining the meeting. And it's just like, guys, he's meeting with a nuclear armed madman. Just chill out for a second. Do you realize how dangerous a game this is? And it's really something to watch them. It's like if you go in and hold up a bank with a machine gun and you kill a couple hostages and then you start making demands, there will be a negotiator who comes and starts talking to you right away. And they'll talk to you. They'll be like, look, well, how about if we send some food in and you let a couple hostages go? Or what do you want? You want money? You want this? You want... Okay, they'll try to talk to you. Oh, this is going to go bad. You should turn yourself in. Like, they'll try to somehow talk. Can you imagine if there's that guy goes and starts talking to them, and then right next to him there's a bunch of other people who go like, he's talking to a murderer. What a terrible person this guy is. It's like, guys, let him talk. This is a fucking situation with essentially millions of hostages. So what are we doing here? Like, let's see what happens. I don't know. It's like, oh, he got nothing. They're downplaying. And then it just makes Trump look good because they're like, oh, he got nothing. And they're like, well, he got 3 of our hostages freed. I mean, that's probably something to their family. It's like, okay, so if nothing else comes out of it, but they're talking to the South Koreans, they're talking to us and a few people who were being held in this fucking nightmare, our home. Seems all right. Seems like something. Seems like it was at least worth trying. I don't know. Countries who are talking to each other and negotiating with each other don't tend to just nuke each other out of nowhere, right? So maybe it's a good idea that we just keep that going. If he talks to him and he gets him to release one prisoner from one of those fucking work/death camps that they have, then it was worth it. So anyway, it's the media response to that has been really crazy to me. And of course he's got fucking Pompeo going over there with him. So I'm sure, it's like just the last person you would want to have on this trip. Anyway, the other thing in foreign policy that's worth mentioning is the stuff that's going on with Venezuela. And man, the war drums have really started beating for Venezuela. Just pay attention to this shit, everybody, because I remember, I can go all the way back to 2002, which is, that gives me like OG status now. And like, I'm a great grandfather in this world of political commentary. Because I can actually remember well, it was my first year in college, I believe, in 2002. And I remember the war propaganda with Iraq building up throughout the whole year. Like, it was pretty shortly after, I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty shortly after September 11th, 2001, when Iraq got put on the list of the axis of evil, the 3 countries, Iran, Iraq, and North Korea. Basically, everybody who had nothing to do with 9/11 got put on this list. 3 countries who all hate each other, who never conspired together at all. They all became the 3 countries that we hate. And you see North Korea to this day still having all of these issues. Iran to this day, all these issues. And Iraq, that's been fucking completely destroyed. So we're satisfied with Iraq. But Venezuela, this is the new one. And they are pushing for this fucking war, man. And there is all types of war propaganda going on. It's the crazy thing now is that we have the internet, which like there was the internet in 2002, but it wasn't the internet as we know it. There wasn't social media. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't all this shit. And the other big thing is that it's not just having the internet. It's having the internet, having social media, and having everybody with a camera in their fucking hand. Even in fucking Venezuela, where they're basically starving to death, you'll still get all these fucking cell phone videos out of there. They got fucking, at least some people there have fucking cell phone videos. So you're seeing these videos, and the stories will come out that, oh, the government set fire to this fucking train carrying food supplies in. It's like, oh, and then a video comes out and you see it's a protester throwing a Molotov cocktail. It's like, no, sorry, you tried to get us with that one, but just keep your eye on this fucking shit, because Trump, the fucking, you know, I don't even know if sellout is the right word. He's a fucking idiot. Like, he's got a gut instinct that is fucking genius in him, but he doesn't understand the complexities of half the shit that's going on around him. And by the way, he's not pulling troops out of Syria. He's backed off of that already because he's got fucking Bolton and Pompeo and all these people in his ear, and they're pushing him toward this war with Venezuela. This is like, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. And they're already trying to do this thing where they're like, well, the real problem is that there's going to be all these refugees. There's going to be all this immigration into America from Venezuela if we don't go in and stop this. It's like, well, I don't know. I mean, they've been pretty much on the verge of starving to death for a while now, and we haven't seen like an inflow of immigration. But you know what that is? That's the way to get all these guys. See, this is, and I've heard this over and over about the threats of immigration from Venezuela. So here's what that is. That's the fact that all these Trump supporters, right? All the people, like Trump went into South Carolina where they have all these military bases and they're fucking like real red country, and Jeb Bush was supposed to win there. Except Trump entered into the scene and said, you know what? They lied us into the war in Iraq. We never should have fought that war. These wars are bullshit. What we need to do is protect our borders. And he destroyed Jeb Bush in South Carolina. He destroyed Marco Rubio. I don't even know, was Jeb Bush still in at South Carolina? Yes, he was. He was still in. And now what they're doing is they're trying to play on all those guys. You know, the Republicans are supposed to be the loyalists to the military-industrial complex. I'm talking about the Republican voters. They're the people who are supposed to support every fucking war, and they've been doing it for decade upon decade upon decade, but now they care more about immigration than they do about fucking all these wars. So that's their sales pitch to them. Well, we better go fight this war, or there's going to be crazy immigration coming over here.